Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we now have confirmation that the Orks will indeed be taking on the Space Wolves in the next chapter of the Psychic Awakening Saga of the Beast. We all kind of knew it was coming anyway, but we needed that sweet confirmation from Games Workshop itself. So let's jump in and let's have a little talk about the potential of this storyline now that they could give us. This itself was confirmed over on the Warhammer community website, and they put out an article called "What is the Psychic Awakening?" They went through all the stuff, basically all the books we've had so far. It was kind of amusing since the Psychic Awakening has been going on now for like nearly half a year, so I think everyone in the 40k community who plays 40k knows of the Psychic Awakening. Maybe this was more or less aimed at new people getting into the hobby, because those of us who have been doing it all the time, we know what it is and what it is all about, let's say. Now, the interesting thing and the confirmation is at the bottom, which says the future, and the quote states, "The next book in the ongoing narrative, the Saga of the Beast, follows the rise of the Ork threat across the galaxy. With Imperial forces already stretched to the limit, the Space Wolves have taken an oath to slay the leader of this massive war. Of course, the Imperium has pretty much mixed history when it comes to taking out the so-called beasts. Can the Sons of Fenris manage to stop the Green Tide before it swallows the Imperium whole?" Now let's look at that quote one more time. So it says, the Space Wolves have taken an oath to slay the leader of this massive war. So the way they're stating it is that they're not giving any names at all. We don't know who is doing what. Now, of course, let's look at the logical stuff. Gazskull was teased at LVO. We've all seen the teaser. It was amazing. We all lost our minds. It was fantastic. We saw his claw. We saw some bulging biceps. Yes, the debate's still out there, how big he's going to be and everything like that. But it's guaranteed that Gazskull is coming. So for me, Gazskull has to really be like the main focus of the Saga of the Beast book. We've had it before where every single character that has come out for that book has been like the big HQ character. But I'd probably say Lazarus, since Lazarus was a new character, let's say. But everyone else has more or less been, massively established in the actual lore. Now, the only problem with that, and I've stated this numerous amount of times, is that if they did do that and Gazskull was the main focus, what does that mean for the Space Wolves? Since then, it would be the Space Wolves would be the only first founding chapter that didn't get a brand new Primaris character, which again just doesn't make sense for me, since we've had Mephiston, we've had Lazarus, we've had Torgaridon for the Imperial Fish, Kasaro Khan for the White Scars. Everyone has received a brand new character, and to leave the Space Wolves out, and the Space Wolves are one of the most fan favorite chapters out there. They have so much lore, so much stories surrounding them. Everything when you think about the Space Wolves, there's so many people out there who are fans, and for not to give them that treatment of receiving a new character, I don't think it would sit right with the community at all. And this is why I think Space Wolves are going to get someone. I think maybe this is the first time we'll probably see two big characters coming out with this book. We've had it before when we've got two big characters, but that was an actual box set. Yes, I've always talked about a potential of a Space Wolf and an Ork box set. It's just speculation so far, but I think it would be incredible if they did that. Me, as a Primaris player, as a Space Marine player, I would definitely buy that just to use the bits and stuff, and just give a potential like new HQ character away. On the terms of what HQ character they could bring out for the Space Wolves, on everyone's lips at the moment is Ragnar. That's all we're really hearing and talking about on the internet. I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, but how would they do him? Would they keep him a firstborn Marine, which is basically a mini Marine, or would they give him the Primaris treatment and let him cross the Rubicon? I think the way that GW is going and the strategy that they're going for the Space Marines is that everyone will be Primaris at some point. It's just a business model that we're seeing, day by day. Look at all the big characters that have crossed the Rubicon so far. Mephiston, Torgaridon, all these, characters. Marinus Calgar, the Mr. Ultramarine, he's bloody crossed it. So soon or not, the Space Wolves will start getting that treatment as well. And I think it would be a great start for them to do Ragnar, because Ragnar definitely needs a new model. His model back in the day, I always say this, back in the day, the models were the bee's knees, but with the new technology, the new renders, everything like that. It just, technology moves on, sculpts moves on, design moves on, and you just have to keep up with the times. And Ragnar hasn't really done that so far. So yes, I think he definitely deserves a new model to be brought to the table. Now, in terms of narrative, I have no idea what they can do with this. I know there's been a lot of talk about the narrative of the Psychic Awakening. It's been kind of meh, to be fair. Nothing's really left anything in my mind. I was like, oh boy, that's really going to like be a game changer. Really, it can't be. As I discussed the other day, you can't really have that because we already know after what comes after Psychic Awakening. We already know what Guilliman does after the Indominus Crusade. We know what goes on with the Plague Wars and stuff. There's really nothing out there which, you know, raises my eyebrow on potential big things coming back. I don't expect any Primarchs coming back. I don't expect anything, you know, massive on that type of scale, because Guilliman would have mentioned it in his, like, you know, war councils he has in the books and stuff like that. That would be one of the biggest things to talk about. So I can't see anything like that. I think it's just going to be a good old-fashioned scrap, to be fair, between Orks and Space Wolves. Actually, disregard that. I actually do think there's going to be another faction added into this book, and I think it's going to be an Imperium based. It's either going to be Custodes or Deathwatch. Deathwatch would probably make the most sense to come in this, because of course Deathwatch deploy and kill teams, and they're designed to go against Orks. Deathwatch was first formed in the shadow of the Beast Arises series. That's where they actually first started, so it would be a nice little full circle if they came back in the Psychic Awakening and they got their moment to shine, assisting the Space Wolves in purging the Xenos threat. I definitely think it's time for the Orks to get some love. Of course, not only model format, and again, speaking about models really quickly, I know Ghazghkull's coming, but there has been a few little hints here and there that potentially we could be getting new Ork models, so maybe this may be like a kind of release that we're seeing with Engine War, where the Mechanicus are getting a ton of new stuff, all these AdMech flyers and units and everything like that. So potentially this could be the time to make Ork shine in you know, models and stuff like that. But going back to the narrative sense, I actually really want them to really come out of their shell now. I want GW to just let the war go. Let it smash, let it dominate, let it kill, let it murder, let it be the threat that it should be, because Orks are absolutely insane. They are. They are probably the most dangerous force out there, because they don't care. They just want war. They just want to smash it, crump it, take your technology, use it, daka. That is the Orks all over. I absolutely love the Orks. I've stated this so many times. If I ever do a Xenos Force, it's going to be Orks. They're so brutal. I absolutely love fighting against Orks as well. Every Ork match I've ever played on the tabletop has been fun, amazing, and just brilliant. And it's the same in the lore. Every time Space Marines go against Orks, it's always brutal. It's always amazing. I know with Chaos you have the back and forth of like, traitorous cousin and stuff like that, but Orks, it's not like that. It's just pure on war, brutality, smashing everything in the face, and just wrecking everything. That's what I want in my bloody 40k lore. I just want to just let rip and just rip everything apart. So hopefully they'll actually do that. They'll actually make the Orks a massive threat again. But the way that, of course, the Psychic Awakening's been going, it's probably just going to come down to one of those things where it's just going to be a standstill, and we'll deal with this later or something like that. Or, you know, the two forces are just going to keep each other at bay. But surely, since Ghazghkull is coming back, surely Ghazghkull should be at the front just smashing people apart. Get out the way, you little Brit, and stuff like that. You know, this is what Ghazghkull's designed for. He's the biggest and the bestest. He's leading like the biggest armada of Orc ships that has ever been bloody recorded. Come on, Ghazghkull, do something. GW writers, make him do something big, powerful, and for us as Imperial players to remember. On the subject of when this will hit, I absolutely have no idea. I'll be completely honest with you. Yes, I know it's going to be coming out in March, but I don't know when. If we look at the other ones and the book we just had with the Greater Good, probably at the start of March, which means probably in the last couple of months of this month, February, we may start seeing some articles, stories, all that kind of stuff that we expect when it comes to the Psychic Awakening to start hitting the Warhammer community website, to give us a little bit more of an insight look on what's going on. You know, relics, rules, stratagems, all that kind of stuff you expect, what, you know, goes on the Warhammer community website. And yeah, March. It has to be March, because we know the next one, Engine War, comes out in the month after that. So it's definitely coming out in that month. But I have absolutely no idea on what date it will come out. Of course, when I do get that information, I'll make another video. I'll tell you. I'll post it everywhere. And we can all get excited for the war to start hitting us. Right, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. is confirmation, brothers, that the Xenos threat of the Ork hordes are approaching. Stand fast, brothers, and prepare your bolters. We are going to purge in the Emperor's glorious, glorious name. See you now, have a great night, and bye-bye.